So let's get right into it. Before we start, for all of our listeners, please make sure that you hit that like and subscribe button. We want to make sure that you're
Ooh.
getting all of our content as soon as it comes out. We don't just do our podcast, but the three of us also individually do content, and we don't want you to miss anything. And then just like
Mhm.
it because we know you like it. And don't hesitate to leave a comment. We want to hear from you. So, going into what's hot and these topics in this news, who's not talking about Cowboy Carter?
Huh.
We're going to talk about it a little later on in the show, but of course, Beyonce dropped her highly anticipated album. It hit at midnight, 10 o'clock for me here in Mountain Time. But whatever time zone you was in, I'm sure you were like most people and did go to sleep waiting for that album. And I'm telling you, right at 10 o'clock, I was on Spotify and my
Man.
Spotify went off and my YouTube went off. Didn't let me down. So we'll get into that a little bit later. But Beyonce, thank you so much.
Right.
Other people
It was a
released
blessing.
Other people released albums today. Enrique Iglesias, released his
Okay.
album today.
Oh, I know
Machine
that.
Gun Kelly released his album today. I know y'all been
Hmm.
waiting on
Great.
that.
Oh, with bated
Okay.
Hello,
breath.
hello. Is my mic
Yep.
on? Hello.
Hmm.
Okay. Sheryl Crow released her album Evolution today.
I didn't know she was.
Okay,
I didn't know
okay.
she was still be popping around. Okay, sure.
I didn't, but now you
I
know.
just
Now you
saw
go
her on the
Spotify and go
Graham
and
Norton
listen.
show.
Get you some Sheryl Crow-isms in you. All right. Mark your calendars. Coming up April 5th, Kanye West and Ty Dolla $ign released their album Vultures Volume 3.
What am I
April
marking it for now?
What was that? Was that? Was that what happened?
I thought you was gonna give me a reason to mark it. Go ahead.
Because
carry
it's
on.
2 days past my birthday in case you missed it. Okay.
Mm.
Um,
Okay.
April 12th, Linkin Park releases their album Paper Cuts. April 19th, Pearl Jam releases their album. Taylor Swift releases her next highly anticipated album, The Tortured Poets Department.
Huh. Okay.
All right. And all the Swifties are sad.
That's the name of her album.
Yes.
I'm not laughing. I got something in my throat. Hold on.
I want no parts of this.
You said much anticipated.
What was
Yeah,
hold
she announced it at the Grammys and they went off.
on. What was the name of it again?
The
The
Tortured
girls
Poets
with the white
Department.
dresses dancing around, the ones that was.
Hold on. You said the tortured. What?
Poets Department.
That's okay.
It's clearly about somebody. All right, moving on.
She said, "I'm sorry. I can't be mad. Be mad, Swifties. That sounds like I'm in art school and I'm deep. I'm sorry. It does.
Okay. It did. It really
I'm
did.
sorry. I'm sorry. Y'all not. And that's what I hear when I hear the torture part. Girl. Okay.
Right. Girl.
Well, if April's albums and upcoming albums didn't get you percolating, make sure you mark your calendar for May 3rd. Dua Lipa is releasing her album Radical Optimism, as well as Sia, Reasonable Woman. Those are two awesome artists we'll be waiting on.
Okay.
I do like
May
both of them. I
10th.
like Sia a little more, but I do like both of them.
Yes, May 10th is a time for a country while we're also celebrating Cowboy Carter. Brian Kelly releases Tennessee Truth, and Scotty McCreery releases Rise and Fall. Those are
Okay.
both two incredible artists. Scotty McCreery is awesome. May 17th, New Kids on the Block releases their album Still Kids. They are still going strong.
Okay, we'll see what they talk
No,
about.
I did see their most recent video. I ain't gonna lie. I did add it to my music.
It's a bop.
I did.
I didn't know nothing
It was a
about
bop. It was a bop.
It's a bop.
It came on my time, but I said, let me see what they talk about. I was
They
like,
can come back together. I don't know nothing about it.
I was in the house like, hold
They've
on.
been back together.
Yeah. Like back together. Like they been, yes. And I ain't gonna, that song, I was like, okay, which y'all look old, but I see you.
Okay, they have you back in my step-by-step era. I was like, all right, okay.
So I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out because it look like they, you know, these guys are people that know what to do. Like we just,
Right.
you know, be in your ages. Don't go too far. It was,
Also on May 17th, 21 Pilots releases their album Clancy. I love 21 Pilots. May 24th, Lenny Kravitz releases Blue Electric Light.
That sounds like
And
Lenny
on May
Kravitz title.
31st,
That sounds like Lenny Kravitz right
that
there.
sounds absolutely like
Exactly.
On May 31st, Ben Platt will be releasing Honey Mine, and Willie Nelson will be releasing The Border. Because I know y'all have been calling me, Renee, when is Willie Nelson releasing his album? Now
You
you
got
know.
some
Willie-
stuff coming out. That's why he was all on Beyonce stuff. Okay.
Willie said,
All right.
I ain't gonna stop till I'm gone.
All right. And lastly, June 7th, Bon Jovi will be releasing their album Forever. And on June 14th, my girl, Meghan Trainor, will be releasing her album Timeless. So lots of music is coming up over the next couple months. Stay tuned to your Spotify, your Apple Music, your YouTube Music, or wherever you get your great sounds and tunes.
Okay.
Also, some artists who have not released their dates, but definitely have albums coming out are Andra Day. I've been waiting for that.
Okay. Has she
How's
ever
it been
had an
waiting?
album?
I don't remember her ever having a whole album.
She did her first one. That was in
Okay.
2015.
Oh, that's what I
So
don't
it has
remember.
been,
It's been a
it's
minute.
been 9 years.
Oh, okay.
Well, she's been on everybody else's stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what everything,
and in movies.
so everything else her is on soundtracks and singing. Like, I ain't heard from her. Okay.
Also, get ready later on this year. We'll be getting that album we've been waiting for the Queen, Mary J. Blige.
Okay.
Maxwell is releasing the album. Miguel, Layla Hathaway, and Silena Johnson.
And I just watched her the Yama episode the other day.
I just saw her on that her front porch concert. That was real good too.
She can
She can blow. She can blow.
Yes, ma'am. All right. Speaking of new music, we just talked about Meghan Trainor. Her single "Been Like That" just came out 2 weeks ago, and the video came out yesterday. First of all, love the song. It features T-Pain.
Hello.
Everything features T-Pain. It's been like that since it came out. But
Really.
I like her boppy songs. I mean, she's good with her ballads, but I love her with a good bop. That's her lane.
That's just
Her
I
lane is
listen to the whole album for her enough to know she has a good cover with a little slow that I like, but when her little bops,
her bops,
she
heavy
can
bopping.
she can do a good bop.
So this is a good bop. But when I saw the video last night, and I encourage anybody, any woman, particularly before April 1st, watch the video. If you're a full-figured or plus-size woman, I think it'll make you proud. Number one, she's never really been super thin. But I appreciated what I immediately saw. She's in her little shimmer two-piece.
And the blue.
I like all her little outfits.
I know.
And she recently had a baby that she can embrace her curves, even her little belly bump that's still there, and just be like, "This is Meghan. This is who it is. It's who I am. I'm good with it. You'll be good with it." And I just thought she was sexy without being over sexualized,
Right.
but she also wasn't hiding herself like
Big
Little House on the Prairie.
layers and poofs and it was like, look, you go see what you go see.
So she made me proud. She made me proud. I encourage you to listen to the song. Also, speaking of new music, all right, hold on to your wigs, girls. Tory Lanez dropped a new single from the jailhouse.
No, Tori. No.
I don't even want to hear it. What are you talking about, Tory? Fine.
This new single is called Trap House, and believe it or not, it debuted 23 on the Billboard charts.
These incels. Okay.
Can I ask a quick question before we move on? We have a lot to get into, but I thought the purpose of prison,
maybe
somebody
told
me wrong.
It's probably what I
told me wrong.
And what I thought too.
I thought the purpose of prison was to take away your funsies.
Yeah. Because usually, the corrections. It's the correction facility, correctional facility. Corrections.
Didn't he have some type of man weave? Who's going to be keeping that up while he in there?
See? Now, whose legs you between getting your weave woven? That's what I'm
saying. You ain't on the other side. You ain't in the other side of the prison, so and you ain't getting bebopping over to the women's prison, so
okay.
Who know your stations? Who know your stations?
I can't breathe. Let me stop. All right. Well,
We're doing it so in now.
You know what them sisters in there, they probably doing it so in.
Wait,
All
one
right.
last thing about Tory Lanez. It's this YouTuber named Adrian Expression, and he put a side by side of Tory Lanez and Donkey from Shrek.
Oh man, don't do that. That's mean.
Oh, that's so bad. That's foul.
You're gonna have to send it to me later. All right.
The resemblance was uncanny.
Well, if you have a free moment and just nothing to do, the single is Trap House. It's not on Spotify yet, but it is on iTunes or Apple Music.
I don't want none of that.
Well, I don't have Apple anything, so I don't even use iTunes.
Oh well. On the YouTube. I'm sure
I don't know one Tory Lanez song.
Oh well, I guess I won't hear it. Moving on.
All right. Moving on.
May his spirit be corrected.
And may his weed be filthy.
While we're talking about women and women's empowerment, Escape and SWV are back together again.
Okay.
Tour, calling the Queens of R&B tour. It will also guest feature Maya, Total, and 702.
Wow! Oh, 702. Wow!
I'm not gonna get back on Maya, but 702. Oh my God!
That's
gonna
throwback.
bring me back.
Girl. Throwback.
That's gonna bring me back now.
Man.
Where your girls at?
Right. Go get them.
All right. The tour will go to 30 cities worldwide. So be looking out for.
That's a decent tour.
That's a really good tour. But notice it's
Maya's
co-headline.
dancing.
If you watch the reality show, that was one of the biggest points of contention between the two groups, was who was going to headline. Right. And Miss Coco made it clear. We will either co-headline or we won't do it at all.
Well, it's co-headline, so at least it's done. And if it's scheduled, that means contract is signed. Okay, don't show up. Okay, get sued.
Who's gonna keep Maya's voice from shaking and rattling?
That's done. It's done. You can't know it's just gonna happen. You just gotta take it as you will.
Hold her voice still while she sings.
How you all gonna say how you go?
Shady boots.
Hold her voice still now. Well, just make sure she dance a little.
Lord, let them tracks be pre-recorded.
Well, you know they do throwback stuff, so you know she got to do "My Love Is Like Whoa." She better.
Well, she pretty much. I mean, she don't have Does she have any new music or a lot of new music?
She's been recording.
Yeah, she's always making
all these
music.
Decades. She's been recording.
She never
When I went
stopped.
on Spotify, she got about 12 albums on there.
She stopped.
At all.
Has she been?
She has been. She has been constantly making music.
Has she been? I need proof.
She has releasing music to Spotify.
I don't know.
Moving on. I don't want to
leave Maya alone.
No, that's what I thought last time I looked. No, she's not. She's re-releasing a lot of her stuff. She ain't putting out no bunch of new stuff. She's re-releasing and doing the versions.
She has been putting out new music though.
She probably about to do a whole bunch of.
She's constantly putting out something new.
She probably about to do a whole bunch of old classics though on the tour though. It would make sense.
Yeah, all of them do.
It would make sense.
Yeah.
It would be the best bet.
Yeah. Sugar lumps. All right. Well, I don't want to go too deep, but I want the little Maya Ice to come after me, all 15 of them.
Who are they?
All right.
Who? Where they at?
All 15 of them.
They neighbors.
They're probably somewhere shaking too.
Oh, my side hurts.
They all at the cookie.
Maya, we love you, boo. All right.
Oh, no, I like Maya, but I mean, I ain't gonna lie because I like Maya.
Yeah, she better pack her tap shoes.
I know. That's what I said.
She better hope they do Lady Marmalade or something.
No, don't ever do that again. That was a mistake for everybody.
Not Lady Marmalade. That's what I was thinking about. Cell Block Tango.
Yeah.
That little piece she had was about where she fit.
Yeah, lip shit.
Okay.
Then see. I say the longer she get some of the dancing in, can do some of her hey, she gonna do it.
We're not gonna give her a whole segment like we did last time. We gotta move on from her.
I know. That's why I'm trying to move on. She getting more time than she probably had in a minute. All right. I bet you she probably only got like 15 minutes in the cut. Let me stop. When they do those tours, everybody gets everybody's set is time different according to how you normally bill. So she probably only gonna be on there doing about 2 or 3 songs.
So she gonna have to pick and choose what she do anyways then.
I'm certain if I was a betting person, Maya's up first.
Yeah. Who's on first? Maya.
Yeah. Then maybe
probably total, then 702.
Yeah. Then that sounds about right.
Yeah.
The co-headlines.
Yeah. All right. Let's move on, y'all. So if you've been itching for another Jurassic World movie, never fear. Another one is coming out July 2nd, 2025. I know you've been wanting another one.
I didn't want how many
different scenarios can dinosaurs eat up a bunch of people that are aware that dinosaurs eat up a bunch of people?
The last couple I didn't want.
Well, it's another one coming next year.
It was 56 hours.
For real.
It's another one coming next year. And Scarlett Johansson is in talks for the lead role. I can't.
Okay. Well, okay. At least they're changing some things up. Is Pratt in it too?
They're still casting. It's just finishing up. They're trying to hurry and get it done. But she really wants the lead.
All right.
Let's see what they talk about. Because as long as they don't have that clone in it no more. I don't want to see that clone. Not never no more. I don't want to see her no more.
All right. Here's some interesting information. Speaking of movies, who can't forget the movie Titanic? My Love Will Go On. We all remember that. And the beautiful Kate Winslet, who played Rose. Remember the door that she was on when the movie ended? Well, that door was a part of a very big celebrity movie auction that just happened. And that door just sold for $718,750.
Yeesh. That's an expensive.
I mean, what are you gonna do with it? I'm sure
somebody say I have the door for Titanic.
Somebody if they chipped it or something. Like don't touch my door.
Wow. It was funny because you said a sequel and you said Titanic, and I was like, I know you're not about to say they're about to make a Titanic sequel. I know they ain't lost their mind that much in Hollywood.
The cost of the door went for more than the Indiana Jones whip and Jack Nicholson's axe from The Shining. And her dress even sold from the final scene, sold for $125,000. People just got Marnies to just...
Well, the people that go to those things got Marnies.
I ain't got that type of money. All right.
I'm not buying a door or a dress or a whip or an axe.
The eclipse is coming. The eclipse will be here April 8th. And to commemorate, Burger King is getting in on it, and they will be offering free, kind of free, BOGO kind of free, Whoppers on April the 8th. So you can buy one and then get a free Whopper. But you must be a member of the Royal Perks Club. It is exclusive for Royal Perk members who text a specific code, and then you'll be able to get the code for your free burger. So
I love how they try to make it sound fancy. It's just me download the app and sign up.
Get your free Whopper. All right, so
because I'm a member of the Royal Perk Club. You just get the app signed up. I'm a member.
What the Royal Perk? You remember the little club they used to have for kids?
I saw somebody talking about that the other day, and I remember that. That was when they still did stuff for kids. That was interesting.
And I was a member of all of them. Thank you.
Oh, that's gone.
McDonald's is adding, check this out. McDonald's has partnered with Krispy Kreme donuts, y'all. And they are adding 3 Krispy Kreme donuts to their menu.
Oh, McDonald's.
Girl, my spirit was on.
I don't even like McDonald's like that either, but y'all got Krispy Kreme.
They will be selling the original glaze, the chocolate ice with sprinkles, and the chocolate ice cream filled donut. They are doing a slow rollout, so they're starting from Kentucky, specifically Lexington and Louisville, and should be nationwide by the end of 2026. So just keep an eye out for your local McDonald's when the KK comes on by. Now, here's my only issue with that. I think that's a really cool partnership, but there's just something about going by Krispy Kreme and seeing that hot now sign.
Yeah, because I'm like, I think it's cool that like, if you're at McDonald's, you could get a donut for Krispy Kreme donut, but it's not gonna be the same as going to get it from Krispy Kreme. It's just not.
No,
it's not.
But listen, I have almost wrecked my car.
With that light,
in the middle of traffic. When that light come on, what?
Ooh, that light. But I think it's a cool thing, you know. I know a lot of people like McDonald's coffee. Like a lot of people like McDonald's coffee. So get you a McDonald's coffee and a Krispy Kreme in the morning.
Girl, your day be good. All right. So listen, keep an eye out on your mail and your postal workers. A former postal employee in Franklin, Indiana, was charged with a felony. He was charged with official misconduct. He was seen at his local McDonald's rifling through people's mail and taking things and then throwing the mail in the garbage.
Dude.
And he was reported.
Dude. Really?
What? Okay.
This is a level 6 felony, and he was also charged with 9 misdemeanor counts of theft. Now, I don't know if I would be more upset that you was in my stuff or that you didn't find my business worthy of going to a nice restaurant and having a nice little wine, like a little Chianti or something.
You're going to go to McDonald's. You're going to go to McDonald's.
My life and my business is important. You know what I'm saying? You don't have no chicken nuggets and a sweet tea.
Why mail? Because that
at least went to the Olive Garden.
I don't know why these mail carriers do that. I'm like, you know, people are watching y'all. Like, your job is kind of important. People are gonna pay attention to you. You're not blending in. Like, I said, wow, you just go to. I'm gonna go to and I'm actually more upset that he did it in public. Like, you just gonna go.
You didn't take it home or do it in your own.
Or at least vehicle? Be in a corner. Also, no, I'm gonna go to McDonald's. Yeah, because McDonald's is nobody's ever at McDonald's ever.
Well, or a place that makes sense, like where you work.
Well, no, he ain't gonna do. They got cameras there, so he can't do it there.
It was cameras at McDonald's. That's how you get reported.
But that's my point. Why would you go to a public place? Why would you ever go to a public place? You dummy.
Yeah. Now on, just keep an eye out on your things.
Really?
All right. All right. Well, we are still in the era of remakes and reboots, and Beetlejuice is now joined in the club. Beetlejuice comes out September 6, 2024. Michael Keaton is reprising his role in the cult classic to the film, which is actually not considered a reboot, but ironically a sequel after 41 years.
A sequel.
Yeah. I remember hearing them talk about it for years.
The original Beetlejuice came out in 1983. Yeah. So, what in the world do we need to say 41 years later?
It's a lot they can do with it now. It's a lot they can do with it now.
So, I know that both of you all have seen it. I honestly never really seen it. I've seen portions of it. Because
I ain't seen it in a while, but I've seen it.
you know, I'm like super squeamish. Like if I just think it's gonna be scary, I'm good.
It's funny. It's not scary.
I've been bamboozled in my lifetime.
Well, I don't like scary. So
yeah,
I tend to watch it. Here's what I think is always a selling factor when you take something that I know means so much to so many people. That truly is a cult classic. That Michael Keaton is reprising his role.
Yes.
And Catherine O'Hara is back in it.
Oh, that's all I wanted to hear.
That's because I remember they this is the one that I remember when they first talked. They actually put a lot of effort into getting this sequel done. Like it's been in talks for like years, and he was like, I don't want to do it in the script. Like they didn't just be like, we're doing it, because he kept on saying no, because it was like the scripts was just like cash grab scripts. And so it was like they put effort into it. So I want to check it out. And I plan to watch it. I plan to watch it.
Well, I actually intend to watch it. And my husband is a very big nostalgia person. So he's definitely on the fence. But he did agree with me about Michael Keaton. I've watched his interviews. So I think it's definitely worth watching. The same way I feel about Eddie Murphy coming back and doing Axel Foley after 20 some years. So, you know, I think nobody else could touch it but Eddie. So even though I personally, I think when a lot of years pass, I think you shouldn't also touch a movie. But I think with certain people like a Eddie or a Michael Keaton, they're just good enough an actor and the franchise is strong enough that, okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. So, I think the Beetlejuice fandom will be excited about it. And the little clips I've seen, it looks pretty good. The Beyonce effect is in full effect. Levi's says a song on her. Well, actually, all of the eyes on the album are 2 eyes.
That is
and there's
so cool.
Actually a song called Levi's Jeans on the album. So Levi's has now renamed all their jeans Levi's, spelling it Levii, to celebrate the Cowboy Carter album and Beyonce.
Wow.
I just might get me a pair of Levi's jeans now. I don't know. I can't fit them. But
well, I thought they had bigger size. I don't know. I ain't looked at Levi's in so long.
I don't need no big girl size. But anyway, all right. Listen, I don't know how many times there's people have been talking about be careful of the music that you use, and I tell you, a hard head will certainly make a soft behind. Be mindful of the music that you use on social media, and when you're recording, remember copywritten music isn't yours, not even for a sample.
Nope.
A 20-year-old rapper who has become TikTok famous is learning this lesson quite the expensive way. A judge ordered him to pay Sony Music $802,997.23. He used a very blatant sample from a 1986 Japanese instrumental song owned by Sony for his song 90 Miles Per Hour. Sony caught wind of it, seeing that it had been featured on TikTok 155,000 times and streamed on Spotify 100 million times.
No, she streamed it too. He put it on.
So they sued him in 2021, and they won. The amount of over $800,000 will cover the $700,000 he earned in profits and $100,000 he owes Sony in licensing fees.
Yeah, because they might have let it not slide, but it might not have been as bad if he just did it, but he wasn't making money off of it. But once he decided to make money off of it, you was done. You was done. Sony wasn't for the play with you. It's Sony.
It's Sony.
Like, sir, one of the biggest companies in the world. Forget the world. And you're gonna be like, I'm gonna just use one of their songs. They'll be all right. They don't make money off of it. They're gonna be Sony's gonna be cool.
Just a little Japanese instrumental. Okay,
Sony is not cool.
It still belongs to them. I don't care if it was from 200 years ago. It's theirs.
Thank you. Oh, but that was silliness. I don't even feel bad. I really don't feel bad for him because that was just.
I didn't feel bad for him at all because there's so much out there about
everybody know that by now.
Really. Right. And I'm like, the fact that there's one thing if he just kind of played around with it on TikTok or whatever, and they did all that, people probably would have defended him. But I'm like, once you put it on spot, like you're trying to make money off of it now, like you're putting it out as your song, you was done. You can't. What is the argument? I can't defend you. I can't. Who could? The only defense you had, well, he's a small creator. Well, he should have been smarter. Don't use a sample. Your song might not have been as good, but that was the choice you had.
He has learned, and the judge said he did it to make an example out of him to keep other people from doing it.
Yes, because the sampling thing that's been a known thing for decades by this point. That you can't do that.
Yeah. Well, if you have been anticipating Deadpool 3, and I have, God, I'm so sorry to tell you, you're going to have to wait a bit longer because as of this week, Deadpool is no longer a part of the Marvel Comics universe.
Which is silliness. Silliness.
It has
what
been pulled.
Happened?
They pulled
it. They pulled it. So it is a movie coming out. And it will still feature Wolverine, but the new movie will be called Deadpool and Wolverine. Yeah. And so it's going to go a slightly different direction. I kind of get the reason why their last few movies were box office really duds for them, especially, and some franchise failures for them. So they're really trying to reboot the entire brand. And
they should reboot it with Deadpool. That's kind of people's issue with y'all.
Remember, Disney now owns them, and Deadpool was really kind of iffy for them anyway.
But that's people's issue with them now, though, because they're like, we get that, but like when y'all are like, we're so almost like trying to get like kids, but I'm like, the characters y'all using. You're dealing with people that are like 30s. People that are like the audience that's going to be excited about these characters are like 30s and older. Obviously younger people too. But I'm like, so like people were excited they were finally bringing Deadpool into Marvel. Like we was okay. We get he's not going to be with everybody. We get that. Like it's Deadpool. Like we get it. But it was like excitement. I was like, well, back to these PG-13 movies. Well, I'm be whatever comes out. I'm gonna be excited about it. Forget you, Disney. I ain't wanting to be part of the Marvel Universe anyways.
Yeah. While we're talking about content being removed, Paramount Plus has done some house cleaning, and they have removed 10 Nickelodeon titles from their roster.
Was it the Dan Snyder ones?
No.
Okay.
But theirs, and it's not in connection with some things from Nickelodeon. This has been in works for the last couple of months, but I just say I saw the documentary.
I know what they said, but I probably, if I go look and I notice that a majority are Dan Snyder's.
Well, I will say this: these are newer titles, and so they're not.
As long as it was a Good Burger too, right?
That needed to go. So, but the titles that are gone are Blues Clues and You, Are You Afraid of the Dark, the reboot, It's Pony, Middlemost Post, Ollie's Pack, Ryan's Mystery, Playdate, Santiago of the Seas. Oh my God, others are gonna be hurt. That Girl Lele, and Big Nate, and the Rugrats reboot that came out in 2020.
I know none of these. I'm good.
He didn't do animation. Wasn't really his thing. He did live stuff.
It probably would have been safer if he did animation.
They're saying, though, I think to me, it looks like they're cutting themselves off from the Nickelodeon brand.
Possibly.
My understanding is they cut some other titles a couple months ago, and that was the same time that this was percolating. Mm-hmm. So they're saying they did a census and a sweep, and this was about the global branding and what meets their audiences international. Like, it's kids everywhere, and everybody knows Nickelodeon.
Okay, Paramount. Like, I mean, I get you don't want to say that, but like, we know when the documentary came out, you knew the documentary was coming. So well, okay. It's because
I don't say we couldn't ties to Nickelodeon. Okay,
it's because of the audience. Okay, Paramount. Okay, it's because of the audience, the universe, the world. Okay, all right, Paramount. Okay, Dan was nasty. We don't want them to do with Nickelodeon. That's your reason. They don't want to say that. But if y'all want to say your little party line, we'll go with the party line. It sounds more company sanitized.
Yeah, I'm just saying you have to find the Nickelodeon stuff elsewhere. All right. Billy Joel just celebrated his 100th Madison Square Garden residency this past Thursday.
Whoa.
100 times. Some people never make it there, and he's been there 100 times in the last 10 years. The show features Jerry Seinfeld and Sting, and it will air on CBS on April the 14th.
Okay.
Well, I'm not Billy Joel's biggest fan. I'm a fan of those type of moments. Yeah. So I will watch it just to see that. All right. So... speaking of reboots, and I even had to mention this. I like Seth MacFarlane. Can I just say that first?
Yes.
Normally, Seth, you don't do me wrong. Normally,
we're not gonna say everything. We're gonna say if we just did percentage wise, I have a higher percentage wise of.
Well, his percentage has just dropped, and his stock has dropped with me. So Good Times is getting an adult reboot, and he is one of the producers and creators behind this.
Well, it's not a reboot because they're related to the
I'm just reading the press release. It's ridiculous.
They don't know what a reboot.
Let her read it.
They don't know what reboot means. Then the press release don't know what that word means.
It's getting an adult reboot. Many are who've already previewed it, calling it raunchy. I saw a couple different clips of it. I would definitely put it in the raunchy category.
Yes, and unnecessarily raunchy.
It stars the voices of JB Smooth, Yvette Nicole Brown, and Wanda Sykes. So the voices sell it. The voice, they got some good voices.
They do. The voice actors they're doing what they supposed to do. I will go just about
anywhere that Wanda Sykes goes. I'm team
Yvette too. I'm with Yvette.
And I like JB Smoove.
I like JB too.
Yeah.
I agree. But from a person, and the show is set to air on Netflix. From a personal standpoint, okay. Now I've done my PSA. I've been professing.
We did the press release. We put it out.
I was so disappointed, disgusted.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Aghast, whatever you need. I
harboring disdain.
Clutch my pearls.
Number one, I agree with Angelique. It's not a reboot because number one, there was never one of the characters is a baby. There's no baby in Good Times.
No, and the guy says my grandfather James. So that's already that's not what reboot means.
You brought him back because James very much died. Do we need to go to the clip?
No, this will be like this will be a continuation of Good Times. It wouldn't even be a sequel, really. Like it's.
I saw 3 different screenings of it, 3 different clips, and just even the jokes, the writing, So here's what I try to be open-minded with a lot of different things, and I looked at it and because I thought, okay, it still is a new era, it's a new generation, but number one, it just isn't funny to me. That's number one. And then 2, I don't like pandering.
No, it felt very pandery.
There are some large panda bears.
Panda.
Good Times is a tough pill to swallow as it is.
Yeah, like Good Times for me mentally, that's on the shelf with historically in Black TV. It's on my shelf as that's what it was then. Right. That's what it was out. It was what it was. Not really a good message now. That's what it was. I don't need that today.
And that's what I'm getting to. So I understand, though, although not 100% necessary, that they were still trying to capture and tell a story because it actually was still supposed to be a story of survival. So it really was. Because initially it was supposed to be a single parent, and what I absolutely. Applaud Estelle role for was that she said she was not going to do the role if it wasn't a 2-parent home because she said, I don't want the role seeing a stereotype of a Black woman raising kids by herself and this man goes off and leaves her when that's not actually most Black
it really is not.
And it wasn't.
Especially, no. Really
she was like, whether they're rich, whether they're middle class, or they're poor, most couples stay together and raise their kids and do well, which is the truth. And especially was the truth in the 70s.
Yes.
So when I see this foolishness now, I feel like Angelique, we don't need that today.
Who needs that now?
We don't need this. The story's been told many, many times. The story hadn't been told then in that way. The story's been told, and I saw somebody say something I thought was very poignant about the reboot, which is it looks like an adult version of Bebe's Kids.
It does,
but worse. Because
like
when I first thought, I was thinking, why does it seem familiar to me? And then when I read that, I was like, that's why. It looks a lot like it, but worse. Because
it made me think about the PJs, but I like the PJs.
Well, here's the thing. And when I saw Seth MacFarlane's name in the credits,
let's talk about it. Be honest.
I said. Because it came up after I had been watching it, so like it doesn't show right away in the thing. It doesn't. So I was already irritated with what I was, but I was already getting irritated with what I was seeing and hearing. And so then I saw his name when they showed the director, producer, whatever, and I was like, and I saw his name and I said, Seth, you have defenders that defend you on a lot of stuff you do that's like really, really problematic. But we're like, but it was the time. No. But it was like, but like when you do this, it's like, Seth, all the issues people have with you, that you write a lot of stuff that's like stereotypes and racist, and people was like, but it was the comedy at the time, but you're doing it now. Seth, this is why we can't even go back to that now. Like, people would say something about Family Guy. People be like, well, the comedy at that time, people, it was kind of different when he first was doing it. But it's like, Seth, this is 2024. You're doing the same. The whole show was a stereotype. A black baby selling drugs in the hood. Why, sis? Nobody needed to see that, sis. Who needed that? Who was asking for that? What black person is crying out for that? This is not uplifting. Like, it was just irritating. Like, everything I saw was irritating.
A lot of black viewers are upset because it looks like a downgraded version of Family Guy, particularly with that baby.
It's all the bad parts
it's
of that.
Insulting. It's worse, but
the bad parts of Family Guy he put in this one show. I will say I did get a little nose snort at the end when the little baby was like and he was like too many babies. That kind of just gave me a little snicker.
Yeah, that was.
I ain't gonna lie.
It was little cute. It was a hair cute.
I was like, I did a little snicker. Okay, but I ain't gonna hold you. But it's a little chuckle. But like. Ooh, Seth, this is rough. This is gonna be a rough. This is a rough.
What I didn't like the most was because of, like Andrew was saying, if you're gonna be honest, it was some racist jokes in Family Guy.
Yes,
and in the black cartoon.
Cleveland show. Yes. The fact you couldn't remember the name is one of the jokes people say about Seth, anyways. But go ahead. And the fact Cleveland was played by a white voice by a white dude, but sound like a black dude. So you had to revoice your cast family.
But I was just like, and then they said all the people that was in it, and I was like, y'all, for real?
Why y'all?
That's what was this.
Why y'all doing this to me?
At first, I thought
like all the people I love. Like
exactly. When I first heard the voices, because I thought I recognized JB, but I knew Wanda right away, and I knew Ed right away. Mm-hmm. And so at first I was like, okay, but then when it set with me, especially Yvette, because she's a minister, right?
And Mark Sy is what disappointed me too.
I was like, you all in our community are people that are respected. You have amazing careers. You do so much for our people. What? Did they write you a major check?
I mean, it has to. I mean, well, it is Netflix and says so. They probably did cut them a good check. Because I'm like, this is the promo was a rough watch for me. The one I saw, like, this is rough. Like, my thing is like, first of all, why is it in the hood? Why are they all of them? Why are they all stereotypes? All of them, every single one, every single character you showed me was a stereotype.
And the worst possible stereotype.
Yes.
Like every single person you showed me was a stereotype of something. Like it just was. Like even like the mom who I guess she's supposed to be some kind of professional. I didn't dig into it to find out what. Like she was a stereotype. Even though she's supposed to be a professional, she's a stereotype. Like it's like what am I supposed to get out of this show? Like what? I know some stuff is just supposed to be entertainment for entertainment's sake, but if you're gonna have these pandery lines in them, then I'm gonna look at it as more than just dumb entertainment. You can't have it both ways. And if you're gonna use a good time name, I'm looking at it as more than dumb entertainment.
Well, he worked on it with Norman Lear before he passed, so that's his thing. He's writing on it that he has Norman Lear's blessing. I didn't appreciate everything Norman Lear
Norman
did.
Don't get a pass. Okay.
I'm not trying to go there.
But like, okay, congratulations, because we all love everything Norman ever did.
The white man's blessing.
And that's what I'm thinking. That's supposed to make black people be like, oh, okay then. No, it was people that didn't like Good Times the first time around.
Thank you,
including some of the people who acted in it.
Thank you.
Exactly, which is why John Amos left.
They tell us why did James Evans die in the show?
Because mom left and came back at the end.
Yeah, because John Amos got kind of quit, but
because he was like, I'm tired of doing this.
Yeah, but Angelique made a good point. Like, why are they still in the hood? And then we're gonna move on. But is that last episode was them leaving, them all getting a better life, and then finally leaving.
Yes.
So. Again, it can't be a reboot because
it's not the same family. It's not the same family.
I don't see myself watching it. I don't
know. Why did he just set them like? Why did
I love all those people that are in it?
Yeah. Like, why didn't he just set it in? Like, honestly, I would have been a little bit more forgiving if they had been set anywhere else, neighborhood-wise.
Right.
Like any other type of neighborhood except that. And if they had made the baby a drug dealer. maybe not that. Maybe don't do that. But like, it's I would have been way more forgiving. But I'm just like, thanks, Seth and Norman. So you gonna ride on his name? Well, I'm blaming Norman too. Then
let's cleanse our palate. Don't forget that Bad Boys, the fourth and final iteration of Bad Boys, Ride or Die, comes out June 7th, 2024. I'm wait.
So ready.
Oh,
that looks good too.
God.
Oh my God.
I was a little bit nervous because I was wondering, had they hit their apex? Because they're, even though Will is in great shape still, they both admit they're older.
They're in the 50s.
When I saw the first one from 92 to now, like, time has passed,
Yes.
Yes. And I think that as much as we love Martin, he still has effects from his stroke. Like,
you can hear it. You can hear it.
As he gets older, to me, it's just there. Mm-hmm. But it looks like it's going to be a really good movie. And what I appreciated was them still involving the captain, even though he was killed in the third one. And I was, because my heart was like, how did they go on without the captain?
I know, and the way they killed him in the last one, I was like,
But I do like how they. I like how they did it. I like how they did it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So it wasn't insult to your intelligence, because I don't like movies when they either act like they didn't just kill somebody that we all have been watching for 100 years,
really,
or you bring somebody back in a way that's like, oh, so I'm supposed to be stupid.
Or they just
explain it,
or the person is dead, but nobody acknowledges it, even though this is like a major important character. Like, so nobody's gonna talk about a person that was like involved in their life for decades. Nobody's gonna talk about it.
Right.
Nobody's gonna bring it up. Okay.
So I thought that was great for the brand, great for the franchise, and I'm excited. And I know the directors who did the last one are directing this one, so. I was very impressed with Bad Boys.
The special effects look real good.
Oh my God. That one scene where that gun, they throw the gun.
That's what I was like, oh,
what? I said, oh yes. That made me, I was already going to watch it. I said, I didn't even see that scene happen.
And I'm interested to see the relationship with Will and his son.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, I don't know. But I see that they put a little comedy in it. They put some little tweak images in it, so I'm interested to see how that plays out, and that they flipped it, that they become fugitives, that they become on the run, like they're not the big heroes.
They gotta run.
Okay, all right. They give us a little something at the end. All right,
and I did. Thank you. Flip. We've already seen them be cops,
right?
Yeah. And let's just be for real. We live in a society where maybe we don't need any more propaganda. Maybe don't let them end on that. Maybe don't let them end on cops are great. Hey,
so I'm looking forward to that. That's already on my calendar for sure for June. Lastly, put on your calendar for March the 3rd. Jerry Seinfeld makes his directorial debut. I thought he directed stuff before.
I was like, I thought he did
directorial debut in the movie Unfrosted. The Untold Pop-Tart story.
You know what? He was talking to, he did an interview with Jimmy Fallon. They didn't ask Kellogg's for anything. He didn't get permission. That's how rich he is.
What?
He didn't get permission from Kellogg's.
I thought he got permission.
No.
Oh, go. Oh, yeah, Jerry, he had that.
And he was just like, I hope I don't get sued. Like, you that rich, bro? You just need to head to the theater.
It's already coming out. It's done. If they have a release late, it's done.
That's Seinfeld money long, okay?
For real.
And they're not gonna sue him. They are not.
Well, because they know it'll be more damaging to their brand to sue him than it would just be to leave it alone and let it be in the movie.
And people are gonna go out and buy their stuff.
Like it would do more damage if they were to sue that. Why you picking
on Jerry Seinfeld? What Jerry Seinfeld do to you but mention your name in his little movie?
Thank you. Like it would just Kellogg's let it go. Nobody cares. Like people gonna buy cereal. It's fine.
Listen, if anything needs a story told, I do think it's a Pop-Tart.
Hey.
And when I saw the title, I was just like, this sounds like Jerry Seinfeld stand-up, which he does talk about it when his stand-up.
Okay.
And so when I saw it, I was in because I just think Jerry Seinfeld is funny in his own way. But when I saw My girl. When I saw Melissa McCarthy.
Oh, Melissa list.
Sold.
Listen.
Sold. I don't even see nothing that, like when I saw it on the little screen before I even played it, I was like, oh, Jerry and Melissa? Yep, thank you. Watching it. Yeah, I don't even care what it's about.
It could have been a movie with them sitting there eating cornflakes and popping a Pop-Tart, and I would have been there for it. So,
I didn't care. Like, I don't even care what it's about. Those two, yeah, I'm watching it.
But I did screen it. I looked at it, and it looks absolutely funny.
It looks ridiculous.
Listen to this cast. It is starring James Martin, Melissa McCarthy, Hugh Grant, Rachel Harris, Christian Slater, Dan Levy, Amy Schumer, Max Greenfield, Bill Burr, Cedric Yarbrough. He said, please call him Cedric, not Cedric. Jim Gaffigan and Bobby Moynihan. That's just half of the cast.
That ain't even everybody. Yeah.
No, because I saw
like, dang, what do you do? Just put a what was it? Get on the party line like back in the day.
and a lot of a lot of comedians I actually like are in it. Like I actually watch. Like Jim Gaffigan. When I saw Jim Gaffigan, I was like, Jim Gaffigan.
I know. I don't know why that made me so happy.
I was like, Jim Gaffigan. I love Jim Gaffigan
in a weird kind of way.
He's funny and just like he is so settled in dad humor. If you don't like it, if you don't like his type of, he's just doing his own thing, making money, having fun.
Right. And he's for real for a long time. He's not worried about how you feel about it.
He's so not.
But the other thing Jerry said to Jimmy, I'm sorry, was that Hugh Grant in the movie is supposed to be like some highly trained actor, but he is like mad all the time because he has to. The only work he can get is Tony the Tiger.
Yeah, I saw that. That's gonna be so.
What kind of background story?
Oh my gosh!
Oh my, that's
May 3rd is the day. Oh my gosh, we should do a viewing party together.
Yeah,
that's gonna be so good. I'm so excited about that.
Right.
But Melissa McCarthy's name, so she was trying to figure out names for Pop-Tart with the little girl. Was so funny. And the girl, is this a joke? Like, are you serious? I was oblong nibblers. No, can't stop.
And that wig they got her in, is they so wrong for that? It didn't even make no sense.
Real wrong.
That wig is offensive.
But it fits her. She can make it work. So listen, as we're about to move on with the show, sometimes sisters just have to talk and chat and spill some tea. So it's springtime, and it's time to name some babies. It's time. Either you just went to the doctor, found out you got a baby on the way, or you got one now. You gotta go put some names. Springtime. So the names that are just not on the rise for spring, that are spring influenced. In case you're looking for a baby name and you want to come to Elijah Sisters to get one, because, I mean, why wouldn't you ask people who name Leah, Chantilly, and Angelique? We have some of the best names in the business. I think so. Our mom sure thinks so.
Yeah.
So you could try Lily, Elio, Ivy, Magnolia, Genesis, Eden, Anastasia, Neo, or Wells. Those are nice spring poppy names. But if you're an old school person and a traditionalist, well, did you know that some good old fashioned names from 75 to 100 years ago are making the rounds again for boys this spring?
Oh no, what they about to do to these babies?
Maybe you want a good sturdy name for your son. So here's some names that are making the rounds that are on the comeback, on the reboot, she will say. Albert, Alvin, Archibald, Arthur, Barney, Bo, Bertram, Buck, Calvin, Chester, Clifford, Clyde, Conrad, Cyrus, Desmond, Dwight. Hey,
okay, all right. Okay, that's good. All right. Good strong name.
We have two of those. Thank you. Edmund, Ernest, Franklin, Frederick, Gerald, Gideon, Gilbert, Gus. Who doesn't like a good Gus?
What are we doing? What are we doing in the world?
Grady, Hardy, Harlan, Harold, Herschel. Probably not after recent events.
Yeah, I probably would do Herschel.
Lloyd, Luther, Mac, Marshall, Martin, Melvin. We have 3 of those in our family.
Yes.
Milton, Ned, Orson.
What?
Who looks at a baby and says Orson?
Orson. I feel like you do that if you don't like your child. If you just
Orville, Otis, Oscar, Otto, Palmer, Percy, Prescott, Quincy, Ralph, Roland, Rudy, Rupert, Rutherford, Silas, Stanley. We have two of those. Stanton, Sylvester, Theodore, Thomas, Vernon. Who looked at the baby and says Vernon? Wallace, Walton, Ward, Warren, Wilbur, Winfield, and Woodrow. So if you didn't know, well, those are some names that are on the comeback this spring. Good old, it literally says good old-fashioned names for your sons.
And some of those, y'all better not do that to your child. Don't y'all do that. Don't you do that to that baby.
Oh my gosh, I read that and laughed so hard earlier. I wasn't going to do that, and I was like, I got to throw this in. That tickled my fancy.
I'm not a big fan of Ralph either, because it's just, when you say it, it just sounds like vomit.
Ralph. That's all I can think about is that Bill Cosby joke. That's
it's like, it's just, you say it, it's like even in your head when you think it, it's just, you don't say it like Ralph. It's just Ralph. No, stop. Don't do it.
So Cowboy Carter came out today. And have you all listened to it? Have you heard it?
Oh, a couple times.
I think I took a little peek.
And when I found some time.
Did you hear a track or two?
A couple. All right.
I could barely sleep. I was like, them songs was in my soul. Listen, I'm a newlywed, and I've been married 6 weeks, and I love my husband. I can't wait till he gets home from work. But I was like, yeah, not tonight. I need to talk to Beyonce. So, listen, some of my favorite songs. Let me just say this off the rip, and you all can jump in as you feel the need. Beyonce has released a lot of music over the years, over 20 years of music. I dare say it. In fact, I'm gonna say it low.
Are you gonna dare it? I did. Okay.
I dare say it.
Okay.
I think this may be my favorite, if not my top 3 of all of her albums.
Ooh. That is bold. That is a bold.
It just felt her soul so much. Does,
yeah. I can.
I thought I felt it. I thought I felt it in Lioness King. I thought I did.
Me too.
But then I was like, she been holding this portion of her back from the peoples.
I can see why she held it back though. We wasn't ready. We wouldn't have appreciated it.
We was not ready.
We was
not ready. She really went more in depth explaining why she did it, and she was very adamant since it's not a country album. And after listening to it, it's not really a country album. But after the incident when she did the duet with the Dixie Chicks and how she was treated at the CMAs, she just made up in her mind from that moment on that she was going to change people's perception of Blacks and country music. No one was going to tell her she couldn't sing country music. And to give the history of it, because as we talked about from our last podcast, the perception like this isn't your genre, you don't belong here. Well, her being a Texan and it just her being a music historian, just knowing music, she knew enough to know those were gross untruths. But I appreciate her taking the time. She could have easily, this is Beyonce, she could have easily went in to, to her little writing place to come up with something and gave us something that would have been good. Yeah. But sometimes you have to sit on something and you need to meditate and take your time.
She had to stir it. She had to put it in a crock pot and let it slow cook.
You gotta walk away from it for a minute. You gotta be like, this need that seasoning right there. You gotta taste it, come back to it, Stir
it a little bit, put the lid back on and walk away.
It just happens like that. I appreciate her taking time. When I heard it, as soon as I heard American Requiem, I was like, oh, she didn't come to play.
No, she did not.
She did not come to play at all.
When I heard Daughters, I was like, she didn't come to play.
When I heard Blackbird, which is number 2, I played that like 5 times. Like I couldn't get past Blackbird.
Blackbird's one of my favorite songs. Period. Like
it's that she used some of the Black artists that we had just talked about in our last show, including the one Chantilly talked about, which was Tanner Adele.
Yep.
But Brittany Spencer is in it, and it just. And listen, I love. That's one of my favorite Beatles songs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like one of my favorite songs in life. Like every time I hear that song, I love it. I love hearing people's versions of it. I love covers of it. I love the original. An amazing song.
She And I knew she would do it justice as Beyonce. But when a song is that iconic on its own, you just really wonder, what is a person going to do with it? And actually, when I knew she was going to do covers, because that's not her thing.
No, I don't think I've ever. Okay. Really? I'm like, you doing covers?
But she went into the studio. She went into the secret place.
Really? She
came out with Blackbird, and it just. But I'm gonna tell you the one that broke me. Protector. Listen.
Oh my God, that was good too. That was good too.
Listen,
that was good.
My daughter is almost 27 years old, and I had tears coming down my face thinking about. I mean, I have 3 children, and my sons too, but. Because Rumi's in the beginning of it, it makes you think about your daughter. And I was like, she's grown. I still want to protect her. I totally got her mother's heart in that song. 100%. That had me emotional. Daughters had me emotional. My Rose sounds like a Destiny's Child track to me.
Yeah.
To me. She didn't let me down with Jolene.
Oh my! I was waiting for that to roll around when I hit play. I was like, whatever. I'm not gonna skip to it. I'm just gonna let the album go as it is. And when I get there on the journey, I'm gonna be ready.
And listen, she got Dolly P to do a lead in. Okay. Remember the last time we were together, and because I said Dolly said I think she did something. Then I stopped and said, or Dolly could be playing us.
And she didn't put Dolly on a whole nother song.
Because I thought there's no way in the world that she would have to have asked for Dolly's permission, because Beyonce's a businesswoman.
Yeah.
Not like TikTokers stealing samples.
And getting sued.
So I just thought Dolly would have to know. And she's a person who gives people their flowers. She would want Dolly to know. So I just thought it was perfect. And I even thought the lead in that she was like, I know about the Saints. I love that she's like that. What does she call her?
That girl, that little girl with the good hair or something like that.
Yeah.
That was so funny.
And
so then I thought, this is like a really cool, easy, smooth. And then Spaghetti comes on and I was like, hello.
What's happening?
Girl. When Spaghetti came on, I heard that girl rapping. I said, I do not know who this little girl is, but who is this girl?
I need to know her.
I don't know. I don't pay like Ice Spice and Sexy Red. I'm like, I shun them. Like, no.
I'm good on them. I'm so good on them.
I'm trying to let those names come out of my mouth.
It's good. Like when it comes to, I'm like, y'all do y'all thing. Y'all don't need my support. Y'all got support. So you don't need it from me. But I'm good on y'all. I'm so good.
But I was like, who is this? Who is this girl now? I need to know everything about her.
Bars, you hear me? Oh my gosh!
Because I had to go look. I was like, is this Beyonce? She got a feature. Who is on this album?
I appreciated her giving tributes to the people who paved way for her, to Linda Martell, who we just spoke about in our last episode, and to Willie Nelson too.
His old smoker behind.
Did he really say, I know my name, I don't need to know your name? Did he say something like that?
Yeah, he was a little spicy.
He said,
Willie Nelson was 100 years old. He can say whatever the heck he want to say.
Really? Willie is like, what you gonna do? Cancel me? What you gonna do?
I enjoyed Just for Fun. I was shocked how much I loved Two Most Wanted with her.
Girl. And I'm like, girl, I was like, hold on. I said, wait, Miley, wait a second. I was like, because I like Miley. I'm not a person that doesn't like Miley. I'm not. No, I like Miley when she went back to where she was supposed to be.
Her, yeah.
All the other stuff when she was twerking, I didn't like that Miley. This Miley, I like this Miley. when she was like, I'm done with that. I'm gonna go actually sing music. That Miley. So when I heard her, and I was like, and I knew Miley's voice as soon as I heard on that, and because I was working and I heard Miley sing, I said, Beyonce is not doing a song with Miley Cyrus. No, she is not. That song is so good.
That song is oh my god. That song is. I have listened to that song so many times. I liked Levi's jeans. It wasn't my favorite.
It wasn't my favorite.
I thought it was cute. It was cute. Post Malone is not my favorite by far.
Not at all.
But it was good. It's definitely good for the brand, that's for sure. But listen, let's talk about some Yaya. Listen,
girl,
girlfriend,
girl. I already like that song, but when that bucket, I was like, what? I wasn't ready.
That sound that old that she kept doing on Yaya, because I always liked that when I only heard men doing it on older songs. That old, she was like, ooh,
yeah.
I only heard men doing it, but I used to always love that sound from them old songs. And when she did it, and she dropped, and she did it so technically well, and hit all them notes all the way down.
Because she did a lot of low notes in this album, like a lot of low notes.
Especially,
like
I love
she normally does high, like she'll go do like hit high notes. A lot of places she did a lot of low, like go real low. And she through the whole album she kept doing that. She was like, just in case y'all forgot what my range actually is.
Ain't nobody forget her range with Daughters doing all that dang opera, but
oh my gosh.
But what? Okay, so Yaya, what I think when I say last night, Yaya was like work it out like 2.0.
Yep. Yeah, I can see that.
It's just like, oh my god, it was so fun, and it was just so. She really showed out with Yaya.
Yeah, because I had just said before that because I was like, how would she take this on a tour? Because it's so many of the songs are laid back. Because I said she really could do this with a stool and a good mic and be good. And then right after I said that, Yaya came on, I was like,
that's how she would. That's how she would.
Okay.
There's the answer. I'm sorry, I didn't give it time.
Pieces in pockets. Okay.
Because I spoke too soon. My bad. I should have let it play through. Beyonce, that is my fault. Yes. I do know. Listen to a lot of the lyrics. I was like, Beyonce, you being so nasty.
I was like, but listen, you gotta watch this. You gotta watch her movie, the documentary. She told y'all about her house. Don't mess with her in her house. She told y'all. Now she said that word about 100 million times.
Thank you.
Oh dear.
When she that one, I think it was River Dance, and it was like when I actually paid attention to what she was saying, I was like, oh, Beyonce.
Yeah. And actually, I like that.
Because she kept on saying dance with no hands. I was like, Beyonce, stop yelling this outside out loud. And I was turn my TV down a little bit. But I'm not. My ears wasn't ready. I was like, because I was listening to it and I was like, and I actually paid attention. I was like, well, I know what she's talking about.
Yeah, I had
she talking about Riverdance.
Started doing something, and then I clicked back into Riverdance, and I was like, wait, what? What she said?
When she said no hands, I said,
I know, because she kept saying it's also dance on it with no hands. Nobody's dancing on it with no hands now. I'm single and a godly woman.
Okay, now you're doing a lot. Okay. Two hands to heaven. Oh my gosh.
She showed out.
She showed out on that one.
She did.
She showed out on that one. And Tyrant. I loved her and Dolly and Tyrant.
Yeah, that's what I said. I like that she didn't do the thing that was like people be like, oh, well, she's gonna put Dolly on Jolene. Nope. She moved Dolly that. Nah, put you on Tyrant. I'm gonna put you on a whole nother song.
But then that sweet honey bucking. What? This little girl Shabuzi. I feel like Shawnee. I need to find out who this child is. And then she had the nerve to end it with amen.
Oh yeah, back to Yaya. This is what I thought when Tina Turner passed away, and they be talking about Beyonce be doing all that witchy stuff. I was like, Beyonce is gonna snatch that woman's soul up.
Yeah, put it right in her pocket.
And when I heard Yaya and she hit them ground notes like only Tina do, I said,
Thank you.
That's where Tina lives now. Tina's soul lives in her throat now.
And I bet you them legs will be working on the stage too. You know what? That's probably why she didn't get Fantasia all over the Grammys, because she was like, I got something in my pocket. No.
Yeah, Tina's soul.
I can't roll on the river no more. I'm good on that. I'm straight.
Fantasia was trying to take a little piece of the soul. She was like, no.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself.
So y'all can tell me what you all thought about the different. I know we probably like different tracks. I mean, I loved every single song, but this one's different. But how did you feel about the album overall?
I love that.
I thought that, yeah, I liked the whole thing, and it sounded like, because the fast songs or the upbeat songs weren't too upbeat, and the slower songs weren't too slow, and it you know what it reminded me of? Solange's Alameda, when it just tasted, not tasted, but that's what it had, like a smooth feeling, like a Dove chocolate bar. Like everything was just smooth and real artistic. Like,
Right.
Just it reminded me a lot of Solange's album, where it's just like everything, you could just listen to the whole thing all the way through, and it's just real smooth. And it wouldn't like no song. You know how some songs, you go from one track to the other, and it'll disturb your spirit because it's so different.
You find yourself skipping around. It's rare that I can listen to a whole album. I liked Renaissance, but I didn't love the whole album.
Yeah, it was something I went back to a lot more than others. I listened to everything, and sometimes I would listen to the whole thing, but it was definitely songs I would play more than others.
Right. But this right here, I would love to see her put this up on a stage.
Like, I think the only thing, if I just were listening to the album, I probably would just skip some of the little middle, like if I just want to hear the music, like the Willie and the Lynn. Like if I don't necessarily want to hear those parts, I just want to hear the songs. But like I wouldn't always have to.
Yeah, and she did good by giving them just tiny snippets. Some people, when people talk, it's like that's the length of a whole track. What is going on?
I just needed a taste of all those people. I don't need that. But
she gave them their flowers and kept it moving. So I just think it's great. And I hope she does take this on tour.
Me too. Because I know what Shani was saying, like I think the song I'm thinking about, was it Louisiana?
Yeah.
That was like real, like, it wasn't necessarily mellow, but it was like honey.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. Like it was just like just honey on a track, just slow and syrupy. It was like
it could be honey for you.
You know, it's like when the only thing if that's the track I'm thinking about, because I had to go back and make sure. It was like real, like it's almost just like, this is just slow and syrupy, Beyonce. How you make a song that's just syrupy? Just how do you do that? How do you just?
I know. I was intentional and listening to the music in every single track, and I don't think anything is digital. I think she has all live, a totally live band, in just about every song, because you can hear the guitars, you can hear the banjos, you can hear the fiddles, you can hear, you can hear it. You can hear it, and I'm a country music lover. I know when I hear it and when I don't.
Yeah.
And so you can tell. And particularly in the slower songs, you can absolutely feel it. And I think you could tell that mattered to her.
Yeah.
I still need some things explained to me though. Like daughters, like was she losing her mind? Like literally? Like I need some things explained to me.
You know, stuff with her comes out and as she decides for it to come out or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounded like she was having intrusive thoughts.
Yeah, somebody's about to go back and listen to it.
She does tell her truth now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody that might have to go back and listen to a couple times just to make sure I heard what I was supposed to, But it's Beyonce. She like, whatever. I don't think she ever explained anything she's ever done, really. Outside of the...
Now, the lady, Rhiannon Giddens, who played, I think she plays the banjo on Texas Hold'em. I kept thinking, I know that name when Angelique mentioned her the last time, and then I went and looked her up. I don't know if you ever saw the TV show Nashville, but she was on there.
You always talked about it. I never watched it.
Oh my God, you gotta watch it. It's everything.
So you sold me several times.
It's everything. It's country music and it's a soap opera. What else do you need?
Is it everything? It's everything. I think
it's everything.
Is it like the country version of Empire? Did you something like that?
Yes.
I thought that's what you told me before. It was like the country version of Empire, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that because I couldn't handle Empire after a while.
It is the country version of Empire, and it's real. So many real country artists came in and out of that show, which legitimized it. But yeah, she was in it, and that's when I was like, I knew I recognized that name. She was in the last season, I want to say, and she really, really can sing too.
Well, when people were talking about her, like even if you don't know her name, they was like, she's been around for years. Like she's not new. Just because you might not know her name, like she's around. Like Beyonce didn't just pick a person to be like, I want to give her a shot. Like no, Beyonce was like, I want you on my stuff. So yeah, I'm not. When I looked up stuff about her, I'm not surprised she was on. I didn't see that because I just kind of was looking up to see if she was who she was on the Beyonce stuff. So I didn't look into like what other stuff she did.
Oh, this Shabuzi is a dude.
Yeah.
I need to check him out. Yeah.
Well, whoever that young person is, they because I usually can't stand listening to new rap.
Yeah. Me neither. But he was handling it.
That's a name, Shabuzi. Okay. Okay.
Oh, I see. I think he's a country rapper.
That makes sense.
I'm on his Spotify.
That makes sense.
Yeah, he looks like he's a country rapper.
Yeah,
that does make sense.
That makes sense. Okay. That's why I said Beyonce know what she's doing. She don't just do stuff to do stuff. Okay. I want to see.
I'm check him out now.
I've never heard of him, so.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because he got songs like "Rodeo World Champion" and "Ballad of a Built Buckle Bill." Okay, sir. All right,
okay, Shabuzi. Okay, Shabuzi.
No, Shabuzi.
I can't say his name all the way just because every time I see it, like, that's your name? Okay.
Why can't Cowboys cry? All right, friend. All right.
Yeah, he's a country rapper.
Yeah,
he's a country rapper. Yeah. I remember I saw that we can move on, but I remember I saw somebody talking about before her album dropped. They were talking about Texas Hold'em. They were like, I just kind of look around and see comments and stuff. And people were like, I don't really like it because it's just so what you say? It's like a stereotype. She just used stereotypes. It was cheesy. She would like talk about some of the stuff she said in it, and people were like, "You cannot be a country music fan and think that." Like, yes, there's country music songs that are very deep and talk about all kind of different topics, like all music. But there's plenty of country music that talks about the exact same surface level stuff she was talking about. Like, what are you? They were like, "What are you talking?" They was like, "Well, I'm a country music fan, and that's country music is more than that." Since when? Since when? She was talking about Texas Hold'em and Red Cup stuff, and I was like, yeah, I probably think you need to listen to some more country music because I don't
watch really those two at the same time. Yeah, like the fun stuff and the deep stuff.
Well, some people said that too. They was like, you do know, like people that put out a single or two, that's not the album. They're like the singles. That's not the album. Because those songs, even though I still like them, it almost seemed like this was two separate songs by the time she got to them. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot this was on this album as well. Because it was like I had heard
them last night.
I was like, I heard them so much. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about those two songs. Because I was just so ready for the new stuff. But especially Texas Hold'em, you could tell it's just very, very much like we just gonna give you a taste of what could be on here.
Right.
But 16 Carriages almost seems like it's more of what really was going to be on the album.
Yeah.
Texas Hold'em just kind of just be like, here's a little fun stuff, here's a little fun song. Here you go. Have fun. Do your little TikTok dance.
Your whole album with her doing Texas Hold'em type. I was like, that doesn't fit her.
That's why she did a whole bunch of songs like 16 Carriages. With some fun little nasty stuff in between. Yeah, but again, just as a wrap up, I like the whole album. Like it's definitely gonna be songs I go to more often, depending on what mood I'm in. Like it's songs I'm probably gonna listen to if I want to get ready for the day or something like that. I probably would listen to like Honey or Ya stuff like that. But just listening to something, let that thing play and sit down. Love it.
I love it. I'll be listening to it. It's going to be on my rotation for a minute.
I already added it on my Spotify and it's on my YouTube too.